This house is such a mess. Why do you never help out around the house, Emma? You live here too, so I don't know why you think it's okay to just leave it a dump. Have some pride, will you?
What are you on about, Mom? The place should be clean. I made sure to do clean of it yesterday evening. I mean, it wasn't a deep clean or anything, but it was enough so that the house was tidy.
Well, it's not. There's dirty dishes everywhere in the kitchen, not to mention that the surfaces are covered in crumbs and food splotches. Also, your laundry is everywhere. What do you think this place is? A dry cleaners or something? If you're going to live in this house with me, then you need to understand that I don't like a mess. You should know that from growing up here. Since when has it ever been okay for you to leave the place a dump?
Well, that's not my fault. I clean the kitchen from top to bottom. If there's anything dirty in there now, then it's Harley's. As for my washing, there's a small pile of it next to the washing machine that needs ironing. That's it. I know that you don't like a lot of mess in the house, Mom, so I try to keep it a minimum. However, sometimes things might be a little messy if I'm busy or if I've not had the chance to clean up everything yet. But the place isn't a dump. You can't expect it to be spotless all of the time. People do live here, you know.
Uh-huh. Well, now that you're an adult, you need to step up and actually help out around the house. You can say that you've cleaned all you want, but unless I see you doing it or the place is spotless, then I'm not inclined to really believe you. You can't really call the state of the house clean right now, can you?
But it is. I always help out around the house and make sure that everything is as tidy as it can be. I'm actually the only one to do any of the cleaning and tidying. You and Harley never do it. If it weren't for me, you'd be living in a pigsty.
Well, that's just not true. How can you speak to me like that? And how could you lie about your brother like that? He's always helping out and making sure that everything is as clean and tidy as possible. He's told me all about how you try and take credit for all of his hard work around the house. I have to say, that is really not the best thing to hear, Emma. You shouldn't do that.
But I don't do that. Harley never cleans. Like, at all. I couldn't take credit for it even if I wanted to, as he never cleans up after himself. Let alone think about others and help them out if they need it.
Well, now I know you're just lying. Harley is truly a little angel, he is. My perfect son. I know that he wouldn't lie to me about anything. So if he says that he cleans up and that you try and take credit for it, then I will believe him.
Ugh, barf. And do you seriously believe that I take credit for his cleaning? Have you actually seen his bedroom? I never go in there because that's his personal space, but it is a true trip in there. So if you think that Harley is the one cleaning the house, then you really need to get your head checked.
Stop being so rude. I'm sure he was just too tired to do his room yesterday after cleaning up all of your mess. He'll probably do his room today. After all, cleaning up after someone as slovenly and disgusting as you probably took hours. It probably took all of his energy to do it, so he had none left to clean his own room. Maybe, if you were more like him, then you'd have actually made something of your life by now.
Hang on. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it means exactly what you think it means. You've done absolutely nothing with your life so far. The only thing you do all day is sit in your room and doodle away on paper. Where's the skill in that? I mean, who's going to want to pay for anything that you draw? It's all rubbish. It's not a real job at all. You need to focus on doing something a lot more practical and something that will definitely get you some proper money. Even if people wanted to buy your doodles, they're still not good enough to get you thousands of dollars. You're not an expert artist after all.
Wow, tell me how you really feel.
I will tell you. You need to get a real job so that you can start providing for this family. Forget about this drawing nonsense and go get an office job. That's what a good, self-respecting person would do, instead of freeloading off of their family. And if you can't get an office job, then maybe you need to go and get a normal job in a shop or something as a cashier. Lord knows you can't screw that up.
Oh, so now I'm a screw-up?
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Wow. Thanks, Mom. That's made me feel a whole lot better about everything. I'm guessing you also think I'm freeloading, huh? Simply because I'm at home a bit more lately? I'm sorry, but have you met your son? Harley does absolutely nothing to help out around the house. He doesn't cook, he doesn't clean, and he certainly doesn't tidy up after himself. Not to mention the fact that he doesn't pay you any money for rent and bills.
Well, that's not his fault. I mean, he'll pay me when he can. It's far more than you pay me anyway.
Mom, he can't pay you anything. He doesn't have a job.
What do you mean he doesn't have a job? He works at the medical office in town. He sorts all the files out for the patients and takes calls and stuff. I know he does. I've seen him there before.
Yeah, he might have worked there a few months ago, but he was fired.
Fired? What for?
He was stealing drugs, Mom. He's actually got a court date soon for it. If he's really unlucky, he could end up going to jail for what he's done, as it's completely illegal. His only saving grace is that he's an idiot, so he didn't know what to take, and he only ended up taking a prescribed form of anti-hay fever stuff.
No. My boy would never do something like that. He's too good for that.
No, he really isn't. Whereas I give you $400 a month to live here.
Is that so?
Yes, it is. I don't know why you don't seem to believe me.
Okay then. And if you're paying me this $400, where are you getting the money from? Being out of work and all that.
I'm not out of work. Do you honestly not see the $400 that goes into your account every month at the start of the month?
Oh, I see the money. But Harley said that you would say this. He told me what actually goes on. How he gives you the money for you to give to me so that I don't kick you out of the house. He obviously can't afford to give me any money after that because he's giving it to you. He would risk my anger being directed at him simply so you could stay here a little bit longer. Well, nice try, but it didn't work. I don't want any freeloaders in my house.
What are you even on about? I don't take any money off of Harley. I earn all of my money myself, and what I give to you is out of my own pockets because I want to help out however I can to make things easier for you. I know it hasn't been the easiest having me move back in for a little while, so I wanted to prove that it wasn't a bad decision whilst I get back on my feet again.
Oh, please. Look, your lies aren't going to work on me. I know the truth because Harley told me it.
No, he didn't.
So, I want you out of my house by the end of tomorrow.
What? Ugh. Why do you believe everything Harley tells you, but refuse to believe whatever I say?
Because Harley's my perfect son. He would never lie to me. He's too good for that. And frankly, I'm insulted on his behalf that you would accuse him of something like that.
And I'm just a horrible daughter? Is that it?
Look, sometimes things just don't work out in families. You're my daughter, but if I had to choose between you and Harley, then I'm sorry, but I'd pick Harley every time.
Thanks for letting me know how little you value me.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I just think that it's time for you to move on with your life. Move out of my house and get yourself your own place.
Are you actually kicking me out? Like, is this for real?
Yes, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
So you're going to make me move out of my childhood home, the place where I grew up, simply because you think that I don't help with the housework and chores and that I don't pay you rent?
It's not an unreasonable request, Emma. This is my home, after all. Besides, it's not just because you don't help out around the house. I want your room empty so that I can convert it into an ensuite addition.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. An ensuite? You're kicking me out for an ensuite? How selfish can you get?
I'm selfish? I beg your pardon.
Well, it's true. No loving and caring mother would kick their child out of the house simply so they could build themselves a new bathroom.
And no self-respecting and loving daughter would freeload off of her family simply so that she could doodle all day in her room.
It's not doodling. How many times have I told you that I'm looking to enter into the fashion industry? I'm not just drawing. I'm designing different dresses and clothes and then adding them into my portfolio so that I can apply to different companies and showcase my talent. And I've had quite a lot of people noticing me, actually. Unlike Harley, who just does nothing. I mean, I honestly don't know what he does all day, but it certainly isn't working or helping out around the house.
You're such a horrible sister, bad-mouthing your brother like that. I want you out of my house as soon as possible. Do you understand?
You know what? Fine. But don't come crying to me when you realize what a mistake you've made.
Mistake? It will be the happiest day of my life. Right after the birth of your brother.
Gee, thanks. Well, I can't wait to finally be rid of you and your toxic ways.
I feel the same way. Perfect in every way. That's my son, Harley. Get out. If I had to decide, Harley would be my choice.
I've left already. Thank you.
Huh?
You told me that you wanted me out, so I've packed a bag and I'm out the door.
Well, good.
Whatever. See you.
Hey, Emma, I just heard about what happened between you and Mom. What a shame. Honestly, if only things could have worked out for you.
Uh-huh. I thought the exact same thing when you were born.
Jeez, rude.
What do you want, Harley?
Nothing really, just wanted to see for myself that you'd been kicked out. Make sure that you were actually going.
What a productive use of your time. Really, you've excelled yourself this time.
Whatever, you can try and be as smart, alecky, and sarcastic as you want, but at the end of the day, I'm the one staying at home, in a place I don't have to pay a single penny towards, and you're the one getting kicked out. I won.
I might be the one being kicked out, but you definitely haven't won anything. What do you think is going to happen now that I've moved out? Mom is going to want rent money, and that's something you just don't have.
It doesn't matter, Mom loves me, so I'll be able to just do what I want anyway. Anyway, don't you want to know why Mom suddenly wants you gone?
Let me guess. You wanted me gone for some stupid reason?
It's not stupid to want to move into the bigger room. You were just in the way. I did what I had to do in order to get what I wanted.
And you just didn't care who was in your way in the process, huh?
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? As long as I get what I want, I'm happy.
Oh, whatever. I don't care anymore. Just leave me alone. Besides, I'll be getting a much better and bigger room soon enough.
Huh? What do you mean? Emma?
Emma, sweetie, it's been a while. How are you settling into your new home? Maybe I could visit sometime? What do you think?
What do you want, Susan?
Huh? What do you mean? Can't a mom just talk to her daughter and see how she's doing?
No. You don't care about how I'm doing. I know what you want. I just want to hear you say it.
What's that mean?
Let me guess. You've only just realized that I paid the bills, right? And you've also realized that Harley has absolutely no money and that he will never actually give you anything towards the house and bills. And that, without me, you're likely to be out of a house soon.
I just need a little bit.
Knew it.
Look, it's only $700. It's not that much, especially for you. I heard that you've recently joined a high-end fashion company and that you're earning thousands of dollars a year. You can spare a little bit of money for me.
Nope.
What? What do you mean, nope?
I'm not giving you anything. You treated me like rubbish the entire time that I lived with you. Always taking Harley's word over mine and acting as if I was nothing but a freeloader. You even kicked me out. Just because you want my money now doesn't mean I've forgotten or forgiven you for what you did. You're not getting a penny out of me.
You ungrateful brat. I brought you into this world, so you owe me.
I owe you nothing. I didn't ask to be born. Because if I had, I would have asked for a better mother.
Why,
You've made your bed. Now it's time for you to lie in it. You wanted to kick me out. You wanted to hate me and pretend that I wasn't your daughter. Fine, but don't come trying to leech off of me when you want some money. It's not going to happen. I have worked too hard to just give it all away to someone who doesn't respect me, especially considering the fact that you didn't even support or believe in me when I started doing this. You just called it doodling. Well, my doodling has gotten me quite a long way, no thanks to you. If you want a loan, then you'll have to go to a bank, not me. Now, don't try to contact me again, because I want nothing to do with you or Harley anymore. If you do, I'll just be sure to get a restraining order.
But
Goodbye. Have a nice life. I know I will now that I'm rid of you toxic people. After cutting off my mom and my brother, I felt much more free. It was like a horrible, toxic weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I continued to work in the amazing company that hired me, and I have even started being allowed to work on some of the designs that will be used on the catwalk. I am so excited. I literally can't think of a single better thing to happen to me than this. I've managed to find a really nice place of my own in the city, not too far from my work. It's a lovely flat, which I keep nice and clean so that I can be proud of the place that I am living in. It's nice to finally have my own home where no one can boss me about and try to make me feel small. What I say goes in my house, and it's quite refreshing to be able to tell others what to do for a change. As for my mom and brother, the last I heard was that they had to sell the house as they couldn't pay the bills. My mom moved away to try and start a new life somewhere else, and Harley ended up moving into a horrible, run-down apartment, which he had to work full-time at a diner in order to afford rent for. It's kind of sad, but he also kind of deserves it, as he never once was nice to me or even tried to better himself. Maybe this will be the kickstart he needs to get his life in order.